Hi there, this is Steven with Karma Astrology, and I'm coming to you live from Santa Fe, New Mexico. Today is June 20th. It's a Sunday here. It is 2021 and 9:45 a.m. in the Denver time zone area, mountain time zone of the United States. I might have to stop my cat from getting a little too rambunctious in this, since he seems to be exceedingly playful and annoying this morning, even after going outside and having some fun, chasing lizards and whatnot. But yeah, so if you don't mind just being patient with me there. Let me make sure this is going. Oh, yeah, okay, there we go. I got the music going. I'm all out of sorts a little bit this morning with this cat situation going on. And that's very suiting for the day, because this is the day that the moon is in Swati Nakshatra. If you look down here, that turquoise MO is the moon. It's in that box called Libra. L-I-B at the bottom is Libra. And if you look down, there's my text down there showing you that the moon is in Swati Nakshatra until tomorrow, June 21st at 7:15 a.m. in the Eastern time zone of the USA. That's 4:15 a.m. in the Western time zone, if you wanted that simple conversion. Otherwise, the moon in Libra makes us very flowy. Libra is this air sign. It's a cardinal air sign, so it's about taking action and starting new things and being involved in life. It is an air sign, which means that it's about the intellectual functionings of our life and our communication skills, the ability to think, the ability to speak, the ability to understand and learn new things as well. And then in terms of, let's see, it's ruled by Venus, or connected with the planet Venus. So it's about personal relationships in a lot of ways, interpersonal relationships. Nuggy. Now he's torturing the other cat. Great. Yeah, this is about relationships. It's about, it's really the sign of relationships and how we get along with other people, where we're able to give and take. Libra is shown by the balancing scales, as I was talking about yesterday. And the balancing scales are really about, our ability to conceptualize all the different options at our disposal at any, point of choice or crossroads in our life. And it allows us to weigh everything and to see, what direction we want to head in and what makes more sense and who's getting respected, who's getting disrespected. That's a big theme, this concept of respect and social justice in general. So it's really good for anyone that's involved with those kinds of interpersonal relationships, societal relationships, and kind of overcoming any sort of inequality or that lack of balance in and everything in life, but especially in terms of the human world. Obviously, we need a lot of work to get back into balance with nature. And that kind of brings me to Swati. So Swati is this part of Libra, excuse me. It's right in the middle of Libra. It's after Virgo, as you can see down in the corner. That's Virgo, and the planets move from the 6th sign Virgo into the 7th sign Libra into the 8th sign Scorpio. That's how it works. And basically, Swati is this midsection of Libra. It's shown by the constellation, or the star, actually. It's shown by one star, called Arcturus. Now, Arcturus is a really cool star, and there's a little trick to find it, and I will show you right now where it's located in the sky, so that you can see for yourself and show it off to your friends and look all cool, your kids, your parents, whoever you're talking to. And, you can wow them with your astronomical wisdom. So here we go. And you learned it from an astrologer. That's right. Not from Neil deGrasse Tyson or anything. So, Swati is this beautiful, bright star Arcturus up here in the constellation of Bootes. B-O-O-T-E-S. Bootes. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce that. I'm not sure what culture it comes from. It has that kind of, the dots over the O, maybe that's from some Scandinavian culture or whatnot. But the trick, this is a really cool thing here, because the trick to find Swati, or this trick to find Arcturus, is that we look for the Big Dipper, which is the most notable, just zoom it back on the moon, which is the most notable constellation in the sky, one of the most obvious ones to almost everybody. And of course, there it is. So if you look up here, above where the moon's going to be, And so if you're looking in the sky, it's not in alignment with the zodiac, which is this orange line over here, which really goes closer to Libra, and this star Antares and Scorpio down here. But it's more, if you look up here, you can see the Big Dipper. And let's see if we can highlight this. Ursa Major. Of course, it is in a weird spot. There we go. So let's see if I can. There. That's what we're talking about. There we go. Okay, so it's a little angled from what you're going to see, but if you look up in the night sky, you'll see the Big Dipper, this big 4-part, I guess, I think it's a trapezoid, and then, forget that shape name, but then you see the Big Dipper part of it, these guys, Alcade, Alcor, you know, Alioth, and Megrez, whatever, but you can see that this Dipper, the arc in the Big Dipper, goes straight to Arcturus. So they say arc to Arcturus. That is the I guess astronomical little I don't know, word play to get you to understand where it is in the sky. So if you look at the Big Dipper, you look at that arc to Arcturus, the bright star right there. It's very, very bright. You can't miss it. And then the next star is going to be Spica over here, which we just passed yesterday, which I talked about as Chitra Nakshatra, and basically in Virgo. But so you look at arc to Arcturus and then spike to Spica. So there's this little spike down here. There's an arc over here at Arcturus. I think you get the point now. So if you look up in the night sky, you'll see that, and then you'll see the moon as it's kind of getting closer and closer to the constellation of Libra, which is a little tiny bits baby constellation. So it ends up being more in the astronomical or exact sky. It's more in the constellation of Virgo still, but Virgo is a massive constellation, as you can see there, and Libra is a little tiny baby one. So Libra is kind of averaged into the end of Virgo a little bit here. But so we call this part of the sky Libra, and we can see that the moon's path is perpendicular. That means a right angle from this line where the moon is at the intersecting point will point directly to Arcturus. And yeah, that's how it works. So let me get back, show you, get back and talk about the rest of the, nope, that's my Cosmic Insights notes. Where is my, uh-oh, well, looks like we might be stuck on this page because Streamlabs doesn't want to load up my my chart again. That's fantastic. So I'll just talk from this page. It's all good. You can see it from the sky. Maybe I'll just take my face away so you can see, you know, what it looks like and imprint that into your brain as I talk about the rest of the traits here. So Swati Nakshatra. Swati is symbolized by a sprout or a single blade of grass. It shows, and that blade of grass or that sprout is blowing in the wind. And it shows the sense of independence, you know, this like newly sprouted idea, that kind of active energy where we're starting something new, but at the same time, there's a lot of potential, there's a lot of growth, there's a lot of grounding that needs to be focused on right now. And so we need to be grounded in our principles before we start anything new, before we kind of understand where social justice needs to be attained, where we need to work on that kind of thing. With Libra, you know, finding that justice. And the shoot of the plant, basically, or the plant shoot or sprout, yeah, it shows this, all that potential energy. You know, when we eat sprouts, they actually have, they're some of the most nutritious foods we can have because it has just all of this potential energy in it, and you know, it's very good for animals and all bugs and everything that eats plants to get some of those sprouts. So there is this kind of striving and sprouting and trying to grow in our own right, to develop our own self, our principles, develop our sense of right and wrong, develop our sense of balance in our life. You know, the sprout needs to grow underground just as much as it does above ground to establish those roots, to be firmly grounded, as I was saying. And that kind of makes us, you know, the wind aspect means that we're very flexible, where we can take on different ideas, we can learn different things, and uptake and learn from, and, you know, incorporate into our budding sprout consciousness, all of these different ideas that we're learning right now on a day like today. There's this kind of, I guess, mercurial nature where we can kind of go back and forth with different ideas and wear ourselves out a little bit too. So we need to be a little wary of getting overly mental and restless. This asterism can definitely lend itself towards a sense of restlessness and the desire to keep on moving or learning or thinking constantly, and we need to remind ourselves to slow down when the moon comes through this part of the sky. Otherwise we get a little bit what they call a vata disorder, or an air disorder, where we can just talk like I am right now. Just go too fast for our own thoughts, go too fast to process our ideas, and all that kind of stuff. And then, let's see, so some strengths for today would be it increases our wit, our cleverness. It helps us to see a little more clearly because of that increased intellectual capacity. We can and the ability to judge or weigh things is very strong here. It makes us kind of tender and kind. We're compassionate here, where we're kind of compassionate about other people that are budding sprouts in their lives, and we want to facilitate growth in others and make sure that everyone's getting fair and equal treatment, those kind of humanitarian principles. So there's this kind of looking for those that are in difficult situations and trying to seek ways that we can help those types of people in this part of the sky on a day like today. We can enjoy traveling. That wind energy can definitely sweep us away, and it's a great day to get a lot of exercise, to travel, to go and explore new ideas and new things, new cultures, kind of open our mind up a little bit. And even if we can't travel physically, maybe mentally we can learn new things and dive into what this world is about and what people are about and how we can really work together to make the world a better place. Let's see here. It can help with some of the strengths on today. We're a little more talkative, we're a little more friendly, rational. These are really nice qualities that we can experience on a day like today. And then in terms of more of the difficult qualities or the weaknesses, that sense of restlessness that I mentioned earlier can be very heightened. So it's good to get that physical energy out so that we can mentally kind of stabilize and calm down. Sometimes if we have too much energy in our body, our mind spirals a lot faster. We can be a little too focused on our reputation and our social status when the moon's in Libra, or things are in Libra in general. Something to be aware of. We can be a little overly critical. We can be a little secretive when the moon is in this part of the sky. Not necessarily a bad thing, but maybe a little bit too reclusive sometimes. There's a tendency towards kind of overthinking and getting ourselves wrapped up in extraneous, just way out of the box thinking, which is a good thing to be able to conceptualize things out of the box, but we get a little too crazy, a little too absurd with our thoughts sometimes, and that can really draw us away from reaching logical conclusions or finding balance or looking at the point of what we're trying to say. We can definitely get lost in thought trains and tangents and weird side notes, which is fun and playful and exciting and something that we should enjoy, but just beware of the tendency to kind of overly indulge in that kind of stuff. We can be a little too influenced by other people on a day like today. It's definitely, this has been such a social sign of Libra and Swati, this kind of loquaciousness, this talkativeness makes us just a little vulnerable to the opinions of others, and they're kind of we're looking to be respected by them, so we're trying to fit into their mold a little too much rather than focusing on what our truth is and what our nature is, that we're really trying to ultimately become in alignment with. And then so that's about it. We can be a little overly concerned with personal gain and income and stuff like that. We can do a little too much Like, if you're a trader, you can trade too much on a day like today. Luckily, it's a Sunday, so you don't have to worry about that unless you're into cryptocurrency. But we can definitely get a little too crazy with bartering. We can go a little overboard when it comes to seeing both sides of an issue and getting lost in the potential to lose out if we make the wrong decision. So we can tend to go the wrong way if we don't measure things enough, or we spin out of control when we're thinking about things too much and we're not able to make a decision in our lives with that sense of flexibility. So I think that's going to do it for today. It's been about 15 minutes. I'm trying to make these a little shorter. Let me know in the comments if you think like 15, 20, 5, 10, whatever is a good amount of time for you. I'd like to tailor these to my audience and make these as enjoyable as possible. And otherwise, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, hit that like button, and subscribe if you want to see these videos on a daily basis, or as often as I do them. That's usually daily, but sometimes life gets in the way. And otherwise, I hope you have a fantastic day. I will show myself for a second so I can say goodbye. Peace and love. Take care. Be social, be creative, have fun, get some exercise, and enjoy this kind of beautiful, friendly type of energy that we're having today. All right, peace.